What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American, here today to react and learn about the best things to do and see in Edmonton. So, to be completely honest, like most Americans, I don't know anything about Edmonton. It's just not a Canadian city that we talk about or really learn about here in the United States. So today, I want to find out what exactly is going on in Edmonton. And to start with, I have a little map pulled up here. Edmonton, if we zoom in here, we can see is actually in Alberta! I don't know why I'm announcing this like this is some sort of groundbreaking information, but for us Americans, it is. Edmonton is actually north of Calgary. I actually learned about Calgary not that long ago. Very cool. But anyway, enough about Calgary. Edmonton. Edmonton is what we're focusing on here today. It's kind of near the center of Alberta. Okay, great. Now I have at least an idea in my mind of where we're talking about. And so I just want to take a look at this video here, which is some of the top 10 coolest stuff to do in Edmonton. And this is basically gonna give me an idea of what the city is all about, what it's like, and some of the coolest stuff there. So, with that being said, I'm excited. Let's take a look.
At 10, K-Days.
Oh.
The greatest event in Edmonton's calendar is the 10-day festival known as K-Days.
K-Days? I've never heard of that before. This is an event in Edmonton. Oh, look, they got the swing ride. Is there only one company that sells this swing ride? Because I swear, they all look exactly the same. Even in Canada, that's the same one I had growing up. Anyway, enough about the swings.
The greatest event in Edmonton's calendar is the 10-day festival known as K-Days.
Oh, it's 10 days long. And it's like, what exactly is the festival for? Are we like celebrating Edmonton? Or Edmontonness? Or what exactly?
Formerly called Capital X, held every year at the end of July, when the wild days of the 1890 Klondike Gold Rush come to life once more.
What? It's actually at the end of July. It's actually going to be like coming up here relatively soon.
Yeehaw! Street parties, dancing, parades, live entertainment, gold panning, yes, gold panning, and a midway liven up the whole city.
So it's not a joke what he was saying. This somehow is connected with gold or a gold rush? Some kind of historical gold event in Edmonton? I'm not sure, but it sounds awesome. This must be like the biggest event in Edmonton for the year. It's like a 10-day long, fun festival event.
Visitors who plan to be in Edmonton during the festival should be sure to book accommodation well in advance.
Okay, cool.
Number 9, Reynolds Alberta Museum, Wetaskiwin. 1 hour by...
What was that name? Reynolds. For some reason, the first thing I thought of was Ryan Reynolds. Like Ryan Reynolds had his own museum in Canada. I wouldn't doubt it somewhere. But Reynolds Alberta Museum. This is in Edmonton? Is it a museum about Alberta as a province?
1 hour by car south of downtown Edmonton is the...
1 hour by car? Does this count? I mean, I don't want to say this doesn't count. I don't know what the people of Edmonton, what do you consider to be part of Edmonton? There's obviously the city, and then there's like the greater surrounding area, which sounds like this is where this is. I guess this is considered in Edmonton or by Edmonton. Anyway, I guess it counts on a technicality.
The friendly little town of Wetaskiwin. I think I've pronounced that right.
Yeah, it's in Wetaskiwin.
Here, the main attraction is the Reynolds Alberta Museum, dedicated to everything to do with aircraft and vehicle construction.
Oh.
There are open-air displays of old agricultural machinery and tools, including some real old dinosaurs, steam tractors, threshing machines, Caterpillar tractors and trucks.
I mean, it's very, very unique. A very unique subject for a museum. If you're into this stuff, like locomotives and tractors and planes, this would be heaven for you. And you can get to it from Edmonton, so it's cool. It's cool for what it is.
There are also nearly 100 historic aircraft housed here, as well as in the Canadian Aviation Hall of Fame, and numerous vintage motorcycles to admire.
That's cool.
A cafe, store and theatre are also located on site, with a good time to visit being one of the regular summer events when a variety of machines and vehicles are operating.
Oh, they actually, like, put on live demonstrations of the corn plows. Again, could be cool, especially if you have a passion for this.
Next up at number 8, Art Gallery of Alberta.
Oh.
A twisting modernist building on Sir Winston Churchill Square, the Art Gallery of Alberta in Edmonton is dedicated to visual arts with an emphasis on Western Canada. The gallery features changing and travelling exhibitions and maintains an extensive collection of more than 6,000 pieces.
Wow. Wow. This does seem like kind of a touristy thing, but that being said, if you're a tourist, you should totally go see this. Well, actually, they said that the paintings and the exhibitions change, which kind of keeps the museum, the gallery fresh and alive. So even if you're a local in Edmonton, probably checking this thing out every so often. Very cool. Very, very cool. And they're saying it as an emphasis on Western Canada art. I'm not exactly sure what that means, like Western Canadian art, but I'm interested.
The site also features a gift shop, restaurant and theatre space.
Okay.
Private guided tours are available and can be tailored to suit your particular interests.
Oh, cool.
The facility also offers a variety of educational programs for all ages, as well.
I like this. I like this. The more and more, I'm not always into like a museum or a gallery or something, but this actually looks really cool. And you can actually like take classes here, which is a little more engaged and active, which I like.
Well as lectures and workshops. At 7, Alberta Legislature Building.
The White House is in Edmonton. I am just now finding out. But seriously, this is one heck of a legislative building in Alberta. So it's in the Alberta Legislature Building for the whole province is in Edmonton, so that's significant.
In the midst of a park-like garden where the last Fort Edmonton once stood is the 1913 Legislature Building.
It's actually really beautiful, actually. Like, I wonder how old this building is.
It's an imposing and attractive building, and from the terrace there are beautiful views across the North Saskatchewan River to...
The North Saskatchewan River. There's a river by Edmonton? That looks like a huge river. So this must go into Saskatchewan. Is that how you pronounce it? I've been saying Saskatchewan. Is it Saskatchewan? I just realized. Anyway, this must be a river that goes from Saskatchewan, to Edmonton? Very cool.
To the far bank. Guided tours are the best way to learn about the history of what the locals refer to fondly as the Ledge, including its architecture and secrets of the building.
The Ledge? The Legislature Building. The cool kids. The Ledge. Let's go hang out at the Ledge. the Legislature Building. Said no one ever.
A highlight of a visit is spending time wandering the park-like grounds surrounding the building.
That's cool.
That's the Ledge. Be sure to also visit the nearby Legislative Assembly Visitor Centre, which includes important displays related to local art, culture and history.
It's cool how Edmonton seems to have quite a few buildings and places to emphasize like the local culture, especially with like this legislature building, which is just open to the public by the sound of it, which is awesome, as well as like the museums and galleries we've seen. I am hoping that they maybe talk a little bit about the city itself. So far, I know we have a couple more to go through, but I'm hoping to get kind of a better idea of what the feel of the city of Edmonton is like.
There's also a cool 4D immersive experience that provides an impressive visual history of the province and its people, as well as a great gift shop selling art.
Why did are they getting paid for this? Why do they keep mentioning the gift shop?
Arts and crafts from across Alberta. Next in at 6, Mutart Conservatory.
Whoa, what is this? Pyramids, aliens. No, but honestly, these are awesome. These are like glass pyramids in Edmonton. What are they for?
On the south bank of the North Saskatchewan River, 4 pyramid-shaped hothouses are home to rare and far-travelled species of plants.
Whoa, this is cool.
Each pyramid features a distinct environment representing different biomes of the world, from the tropical
Really?
climate of Myanmar, Burma and Fiji to the temperate pavilion with its American redwoods and Australian eucalyptus.
No way. Each pyramid has a different biome, a different kind of nature. I've never seen anything like this. That is truly unique. This is an awesome thing in Edmonton.
With so many species of plants on display, the conservatory is, well, not only crowded, the premier horticultural facility in Edmonton.
Yeah.
From the high ground above
Wow.
the river, there is a beautiful view of the gleaming pyramids of the Mutart Conservatory against the skyline of Edmonton city centre.
Oh, there's the Edmonton city center. Yeah, we're getting some shots of it. Very nice, very cool looking city.
At 5, Fort Edmonton Park.
Fort Edmonton Park. What? This looks like a medieval fortress where you're fighting Vikings or something. This is in Edmonton? This is a park. Can you actually go visit this? That would be cool.
Another open-air museum that should be included in your Edmonton travel itinerary.
Wow.
Fort Edmonton Park has old buildings faithfully reconstructed to reflect Edmonton's historical development.
Oh, nice. You can actually visit this, and they've done like recreations of old Edmonton. That's awesome.
The buildings include a typical 1846 fort belonging to the Hudson's Bay Company, a street from a pioneer town of 1885, the up-and-coming provincial capital in 1905, as well as buildings from the 1920s.
Huh.
Among the different forms of old transport...
What? No. How far does this go? Fort Edmonton Park. It's a whole park. It's not just that fortress. And they've even built like an old tram railway.
Visitors can ride a horse-drawn wagon or a steam train. At the John Jansen Nature Centre nearby, there are exhibits about local geology and ecology.
I like this.
And now at number 4, Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village.
What? No kidding. Man. We're definitely not in the city of Edmonton just yet. I don't know where some of this stuff is located. We must be talking about like the Edmonton area, which must be a pretty big area. This is fascinating. There's a Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village. Is there some kind of tie to Ukraine and Edmonton, or is this purely just like appreciating Ukrainian culture just because?
Established in the 1970s along the Yellowhead Highway, this open-air museum preserves the cultural heritage of the many...
Whoa, look at this thing. Wow.
...of the many immigrants from Bukovina and Ukraine who settled in what is now Alberta in the 1890s.
That's what I was looking for. There is a relationship. There was a lot of immigration from Ukraine to Alberta. I had no idea about that. That's amazing.
Known locally simply as The Village, various historic buildings have been reconstructed on the site, and the pale onion dome of a Ukrainian church is visible from afar.
Oh my God, it's like the Sistine Chapel or something.
There are many living history elements to explore, including a blacksmith, market and an old-fashioned general store.
Really?
Blacksmith, huh? Part of the fun is the opportunity to interact with the costumed guides, here to explain what life was like for these early settlers.
There's actually people in costumes, like actually doing like a recreation of old Edmonton. Man, Edmonton is really great for preserving its history. Like if you want to go to Edmonton and learn about the history of Alberta and Edmonton, you are in luck. And you might even talk to someone dressed up like hundreds of years ago and ride a steam-powered train while you're at it.
If possible, try to time your visit with one of the many events or workshops hosted throughout the year,
Yeah.
from cooking demonstrations to harvest celebrations and a commemoration of Ukraine's National Day.
What is this Edmonton? Right here? This photo. Is this Edmonton? What is that statue? How have they not talked about that statue? What? This is absolutely beautiful. What the heck? Okay.
In at 3, enjoy nature at Elk Island National Park and Beaver Hills.
A lot of parks too. Elk Island National Park and Beaver Hills.
The national park is just a 30-minute drive from Edmonton and covers a wooded area with lakes and wetlands and is home to all kinds of wildlife.
Wow, this is really like I'm kind of noticing, even though we're not focusing on everything in the city of Edmonton, it must be so great to live around this area. I'm realizing now, because you have access to this huge, cool city, and all these parks and buildings and exhibits all around Edmonton that aren't that far away.
Including moose, elk, deer and beaver.
Ha!
But the main attraction of Elk Island National Park is the large herd of buffalo, or bison, which graze over a special enclosure.
Oh, you can actually go see the buffalo. You can actually go see all these wild animals. That is awesome.
Anyone driving slowly along the road through the park cannot fail to catch sight of one of these massive shaggy beasts, hopefully not bumping into them.
Wait, it's one of those things where you drive through and there's animals. I've heard about that. Sometimes you can even feed them through your car window. I don't know if I'd want to interact with some of these animals in that way. I'll just look from the car. Windows rolled up, probably.
Fun things to do here in the summer include hiking and biking, kayaking and canoeing, as well as camping, while winter activities include snowshoeing and cross-country skiing.
Wow!
The Beaver Hills area has now been designated as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and includes a dark sky preserve, a bird sanctuary, and a wilderness centre.
Nice!
Originally the tribal home of the Saki Indians, it was the Cree, however, that hunted the beaver and buffalo for their pelts, which were then traded with the large fur trading companies.
Okay.
With hunting and settlement, the buffalo were almost wiped out, though some Beaver Hills buffalo are thought to have been captured in 1909 and placed in a reserve of their own.
Wow. I didn't realize there was so much, stuff to do outdoors around Edmonton. I didn't know. That's really cool, because like I said, you got the city, and then you got all this cool stuff. Maybe see a buffalo?
These are the forebears of the animals now living in Elk Island National Park.
Nice. This must be an incredibly popular park. Seems very amazing.
And now at 2, Royal Alberta Museum.
The Royal Alberta Museum. I swear we've seen, 2 Alberta museums already. Is it just me? What makes this the Royal Alberta Museum, though?
The Royal Alberta Museum moved to its new location in 2018 and is now Western Canada's largest museum.
Okay, that's cool. It's the biggest museum in Western Canada. It's got dinosaurs. This is like a classic museum. Like the kind of museum you'd go to as a kid or something to see a T-Rex.
Home to a fascinating mix of permanent cultural and natural history exhibits, as well as always changing temporary installations, a visit to this ultra-modern facility is certainly time well spent. Particularly impressive are the many fossils from the dinosaur and Ice Age eras.
That's really cool. I don't know if this really has anything to do with Alberta or Edmonton. I think it's just an awesome museum. That has a little bit of everything.
A large aquaria of native fish, and live insects, including some exotic and enormous species. Not for me, thanks. New additions include a large feature gallery hosting travelling exhibits from across Canada and around the world,
nice.
a huge new kids gallery, And a bigger bug room with live invertebrates and a visible nursery.
No.
No thanks, they freak me out. The museum's cultural history departments explore Aboriginal cultures with artifacts from Blackfoot, Cree and other First Nations.
Oh, cool. They do talk about a bit of Canadian and Edmonton history.
A well-stocked gift shop and a cafe are also
The gift
located
shop.
on site.
The gift shop.
And now at number 1, shop and play at West Edmonton Mall.
So here we are at number 1 on the list of the best things to do and see in Edmonton, and it's the mall? The mall. The mall is number 1? How good could this mall be? I usually don't like when you think of like major cities and going to these fantastical places, you don't usually think like I got to go to the mall. But I'll give this a chance.
Canada's West Edmonton Mall is not only the country's largest shopping centre and one of the largest in the world, it's also a major tourist attraction on its own.
Huh? What? Huh? I'm immediately being corrected here. This is the biggest shopping center in Canada, or?
And one of the largest in the world, it's also a major tourist...
One of the largest in the world. One of the largest shopping centers in the world. There's an ice rink in the mall. How is that possible? So this is not just a normal mall. That's why this is number 1. This is a super mall. People actually like travel to Edmonton specifically to visit this mall.
...attraction on its own. In addition to hundreds of shops and restaurants, as you'd expect, the facility contains a hotel, movie theatres, an ice rink, an aquarium, and much, much more.
An aquarium? A movie theater?
Adding to the appeal are the themed sections of the mall, designed to mimic the feel of the popular travel destinations around the world.
Oh my god, look at how many levels there are. And we're not even on the ground floor, and I can see like 6 different levels just from here. This place is massive.
In Europa Boulevard, for example, many of the shops have European-style fronts and carry the names of international fashion designers, while Bourbon Street, a copy of the famous New Orleans Street, is the place to visit for Creole food and live music.
Whoa, hold on. This is in the mall? This looks like it's outside. But the mall, the Edmonton Mall, has a recreation of famous places, famous streets inside the mall?
A copy of the famous New Orleans Street is the place to visit for Creole food and live music.
Wow.
The mall's Galaxyland is one of the largest covered indoor amusement parks in the world.
It's got a freaking amusement park inside of it. Are you kidding me?
Boasting a variety of family-friendly rides, including a triple-loop roller coaster.
What? There's an amusement park in the mall, and an ice rink, and a bunch of other things. I was so wrong to doubt the Edmonton Mall.
Also fun is the recently renovated World Water Park, the largest such attraction in North America. Highlights include the world's biggest indoor wave pool and 2 83-foot tall water slides. 83.
This mall has everything. Literally everything. In a mall. I thought it was just going to be for shopping.
3 feet. The park, in fact, has a variety of slides, ranging from beginner to extreme. Wow. And there you have the top 10 things to visit in Edmonton. Did you like what you saw?
I did like what I saw, especially that mall. I love being proven wrong. That was no mere mall. But honestly, this was very enjoyable. Here's a nice shot of Edmonton as well. A bridge, the Saskatchewan River, I think they said. And this was just really cool. Like I said, as an American, I've never had any real introduction to Edmonton, what it looks like, what's there, what's in the surrounding area. And this video was really wonderful for that. And I gotta give credit. This was by Trip Extreme. I gotta give it a like because they did a good job. They had some things in the city, some things outside of the city. They focused on a couple touristy things like museums and galleries, but honestly, those are really, really cool things that exist in Edmonton, so I can't complain. as well as the mall. This was really surprising. Edmonton seems awesome. A really, really wonderful surprise for me. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thought on Edmonton or any of the things in Edmonton that should have made the list but didn't. That'd be fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, and me seeing and learning things about Canada for the first time, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.